Aaron, how much of a mental reset is it to leave here with a win after 2 tough losses?
I mean, it definitely feels good. To finish off our back-to-back West Coast trips, 6-3. What I don't know what we ended up, but really good trips. And this team's bounced back from whatever quote tough losses we've had. We've had a handful of them in the first couple months of the year. Yesterday, I don't know, it was tough. It was noisy though, and I know a lot of people making a lot of it. But that's who they are, and they went out against Yamamoto, and Yarb's getting the ball and played a really great game to give us a really good trip going back home into an off day.
You mentioned Yamamoto. What do you think allowed your hitters to drive up his pitch count so early?
I mean, that's who they are when they're at their best. I mean, similar to the Dodgers, they make you earn it, and it's what the really good offenses do is they control the strike zone. I thought we did a really good job with that today. When he was in the strike zone, we took advantage of a handful of pitches we got and we're really able to stick those. So just a really good approach up and down the lineup from all the guys, and obviously Yarb setting the tone for us.
How's Dominguez?
I'm not sure yet. Kind of jammed his thumb there, so we'll see what we have when we get back.
What was it like for you and the team to be back here playing this team?
I think for a lot of us, it's always fun to come to Southern California. A week here, we were in Anaheim and now up here. So, for a lot of guys that are from this area, it's always fun coming home. We've dealt with a lot of questionable weather days the first couple months back east and in the Midwest. So to get a week of this weather is always nice. So, but a good win for the boys.
You've seen Yarbrough throughout his career. Is there anything that's different about him right now compared to years past?
Yeah, I mean, there's tweak the arsenal a little bit and trying to get him to lean into some different things, and he keeps evolving. But that being said, he's pitched a lot of games against us over the years and pitched really well against us. So I've been on the receiving end of that a lot. So it's fun watching him go toe slap for us.
Is he getting tests?
I'm sure he will tomorrow. Yeah.
Was he having trouble gripping the bat?
Yeah. He couldn't really swing. So, yeah.
What are your comments about the relievers, beginning with Jonathan Weisiger, then all the pitchers, including Tim Hill, to close the game?
Yeah, Lowe gave up the 2 solo shots, but obviously had a little room for error there. I thought he threw the ball okay. They clipped him. Pages jumped him there on probably not such a terrible pitch. I have to go look, and then Muncy, put a pretty good at bat on him and rode one out of here. So, and then Devin I thought was real sharp. A couple punchies, 1, 2, 3 inning, and then Timmy Hill coming in and finishing off was really good.
Why'd you go with Hill? Is Weaver was okay? Just a 4-run game? Or?
Yeah, Weave felt something when he had finished warming up, and then when he went to stretch, felt something kind of in the middle of his hammy, so we had to kind of make a switch on the fly there. So, hoping it's not too serious, but he felt it when he was stretching.
What does that mean for this offense if DJ can get back to be an impact player like he was?
Just, length to the lineup, We've had pretty good length, but, to get some production there at the bottom would be enormous.
So you felt a little something. Was he in serious pain? Did he tell you guys, I can't pitch, or was it just a...
Yeah, it was enough to take him out. I was going to go to him 4 runs there. So we'll see what we have when we get home.
Yoshinobu, how would you assess your outing today?
今日の登板、ご自分でどう思いますか？
立ち上がりから、あまりコントロールして投げられず、そこから、なんとか立て直そうとは、したんですけど、最後まで、あまりいい投球はできませんでした。
Since the beginning of the game, I was not being able to control my pitches, and then during the game, I was trying to make an adjustment. I was not able to do that.
Why do you think the execution of the splitter was so inconsistent today?
今日スプリットに関していつもみたいに自分で思ったように投げれなかった、コンスタントに投げれなかったっていうのはどういったところに原因がありますか？
スプリットだけじゃなく、ストレートも、カーブだったり他の球種も、 全体的に、うまくコントロールできなかったですね。
Today, that was not only splitter command, other of my fastball and a curveball. Overall, my command wasn't there.
That seems to have happened a couple times recently. Is that just something you have to try to adjust in your bullpen session this week going into your next start?
最近ちょっとそういうことが多いのかなっていうことで、やっぱブルペンの時にそういうところを気をつけてやっぱアジャストを調整しないといけないと思いますか。
そうですね。どういうことですか。
そういうコントロールがあまり最近できないことがちょくちょくあったりして、でそれはブルペンでやっぱ調整していかないといけないと思います。
そうですね。シーズンの中では、うまくいくこともあれば、うまくいかないこともありますし、そうですね。特に調整を変える必要があるとは思ってないです。
It's a long season. During the season, there's sometimes this kind of issue happens. So I personally don't feel necessary. I need to make a different kinds of types of adjustment at this point.
What kind of adjustment were you trying to make during the game?
今日ゲーム中にどういった具体的にどういう感じの調整アジャストをしようとしてましたか。
試合の中でうまくいかないときに。試行錯誤する、方法というか、そういうのがいくつか自分の中にあるので、そのいろんな方法を、試しながら、投げてたんですけど、何球かいいボールももちろんありましたけど、最後まで立ち直れず、交代になってしまったので、本当に、悔しい気持ちです。
Usually I have a couple different methods, ways to make an adjustment during the game, and I tried during the game today, but until the end, I could not get it back on my stuff.
In Cleveland, Dave said that you hurt your hip a little bit on that play at first, I think it was. Did it bother you at all since then?
クリーブランドちょっとバント処理あの時にちょっと、お尻あたりをちょっと痛めたっていう話を聞いてるんですけども、それに関してちょっとそこが影響したりとかっていうのはありますか。
コンディションはすごく、問題なく試合に入れましたし、そこは全く問題ないです。
My condition was good. It was not bothering me at all, and then I was able to get into the game without any issues.
He wasn't great today. I think he just was out of sync from the get-go. I don't know. It was just certainly the command wasn't there with any of his pitches. So just really uncharacteristic. That first inning certainly got the pitch count up, and right around the 90 pitch mark through 4 innings, and it just kind of. There's just not much benefit in continuing to push him right there where he certainly didn't feel good today. So you just got to kind of watch this one. And, fortunately we stayed away from some leverage guys and we just didn't have any answer for Yarbrough tonight.
Has that felt like the theme, the couple starts that have been shaking for him this year, just when the command isn't quite as good as it typically is?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, today there was a lot of pitches that were ball out of hand, was missing with the fastball. So, off the top of my head, I think there's been 3 outings like that this year. So certainly a lot more better than ones like this. But yeah, there's been a few like this one.
How surprising is it just to see the top 4 in the order go 0 for 16 and just you guys not being able to generate anything and just trying?
Yeah, it was. He just kind of, we know what he does. It's kind of certainly a contrast to the arms that we saw the first 2 nights. And that's what he does. He kind of works front to back, and there's a cutter in there, and kept us off balance, and really got a lot of swing and miss today, and really couldn't muster anything up. So I think for us, the takeaway is we won a series, and that was the goal coming into this weekend.
Dave Max, he's been more successful the last couple of weeks, but what do you make of his series? 3 home runs, 5 hits. Does it feel like he's more that 30 home run Max Muncy all-star that he's been throughout his career here?
I do. I always felt that the homers were going to come, the slug, but I just think he's a better hitter. I think that if you look at the last, as we talked about earlier, the last 30 days, the strikeouts are even to walk, strikeout to walk. He's hitting all fields and he's slugging and he's just really taking good at bats. So that's the guy that, and to be quite honest, I think this is as good as I've seen him over a stretch of 30 days, and call it 40 years.
Is there anything kind of you're noticing different about that bats?
I think he's in a really good spot mechanically. Certainly now we've got some confidence brewing, and I think he's as good a hitter as I've seen in quite some time. He's driving in runs. There's not as much chase. There's not as much swing and miss. So all of that stuff is arrows pointing up.
Kind of like last week in Cleveland, like for winning a series and playing good 2 out of 3, does it diminish things a little bit when you can't kind of complete a series?
This wasn't as bad as the Cleveland, the third game in Cleveland. But I think at the end of the day, you just keep winning series and it'll all take care of itself.
Yesterday, you mentioned you're happy that the team's playing fundamental baseball. What did that look like throughout the course of this series?
I thought situation we were good offensively. I thought we were taking walks when needed. I thought the defense was sound. I thought we didn't give away outs on the defensive side. On the offensive side, I thought we ran the bases fairly well. And to beat a good team like that, you got to do those things. So it was pretty buttoned up this weekend.
Tommy has been picking it up a little at the plate this series. Is it just kind of time, like getting his rhythm back after that IL stint?
I think so. There was no rehab. He was a little out of whack mechanically. I think he's moving well. I think he's physically fine. He and the hitting guys have been working diligently on kind of cleaning some things up with his path. And so, I think the last few games, he looks back to kind of where he was in April.
How did Mookie come through his pre-game?
He came through well. So tomorrow he's going to be more active and do some things on the baseball front. And he's still day-to-day. As I said yesterday, Hasan will be in there short tomorrow, and we'll see where Mookie is out on Tuesday.
Did he hit?
He did hit, and he wasn't compromised at all swinging the bat.